Right now, you know why we call him the devil. He is Satan, no doubt, but the devil describes him more, because Satan rather describes an activity, but the devil describes a nature. That is who he is. He is the devil. Satan, the devil. Look at the book of John chapter 9 from verse 1 to 5. The Gospel of John chapter 9 from verse 1 to 5. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. Next verse. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Next verse. Jesus answered, neither have this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. Next verse. I must walk the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can walk. Next verse. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Now we said that people have understood the devil with myths. What are myths? Myths are beliefs that cannot be explained, like mystical thinking. Beliefs that you cannot explain them, but people have come to think in a certain way that cannot be explained. They just believe it. They have come to believe certain things they cannot explain. They just say, well, that's the way it's been. So Jesus said here, contrary to an age-long belief, the age-long belief was that somebody ought to have sinned for him to be born blind. That was the age-long belief, that every time somebody has an unfortunate situation, it is as a result of his sin. That every time somebody has a situation that is like a predicament, they concluded in those days, in that society, that it is because of his sin. So they approach Jesus and they say, but this child that is born blind, is it the father's sin or the sin of the child? Somebody has sinned. That was a belief system. And I think in this series we have settled the issue of generational curses, or what they call family patterns, as another myth. There is nothing as such in the Bible as generational curse or family patterns. We read rather that God says he will show mercy to 1,000 generations. He will show mercy to 1,000 generations. That anytime he finds any who will serve him, he will show mercy to the third and fourth generations, and he will visit. So that is where the problem was. The word visit there, they interpreted it with the English dictionary, but the word visit there is the word pakwad in the Hebrew, which means he will take care of the iniquities of the fathers to the third and fourth generation. So which means what that scripture was actually communicating was the mercy of God. The mercy of God towards people who never deserved it. But of course, because they didn't pay attention, they concluded it to be, some kind of punishment that God will bring on people. And people have twisted that scripture and backed it to human experiences, human consequences as a result of choices, lifestyle, life pattern, consequences. So they use the experiences to back that belief system called generational curses. And meanwhile, what they actually call generational curses is actually, consequences of choices, consequences of lifestyle, consequences of pattern of living. Somebody makes a choice to live a particular way, and the resultant effect of living that way will be something. And then they say it's a generational curse, that's been the assertion over the years. And so we have been examining this, and on Wednesday we began to look into the life of Job, the classical story of the devil's antics, the life of Job. And in the book of Job, we began to look into our appraisal, and we highlighted certain things that happened. Number one, we saw sudden deaths. Number two, we saw destruction. Number three, we saw poverty. And then number four, we saw what they call from grace to grass in the life of Job. Then number five, we saw sickness. All of these were the manifestations, or the things we appraise as the experiences that took place in the life of our brother by the name of J.O.B. Job. Now look at the book of Job chapter 1. Let's examine a few things. Job chapter 1 from verse 13 to 15. Job chapter 1 from verse 13 to 15. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. Next verse. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them. Next verse. And the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Next verse. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of God is falling from heaven, and had burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So we see sudden deaths. Number 2, we see natural disasters. Number 4, next verse. Number 3, next verse. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Next verse. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. Next verse. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So we see natural disasters like thunderstorms. We see natural disasters like tsunamis. Then we see that his living was plundered, his source of livelihood was plundered. And then we also saw that there was early deaths, or what they call unexpected death. Now we see all of these, and then we see people say, well, it must have been God that was punishing Job, or God was trying to teach Job a lesson.